you've led pretty unconventional Asian American non-stereotypical life.
Yeah.
And I was curious about, how did God free you up to take those risks early on, to do startups, to do DJing on the side, and also coming from a Christian home? How did your parents come alongside you in that journey? I think that's just something that could be interesting for our listeners to hear about, that kind of side of the story. Because, some people may have these desires and ideas they want to try, but it's scary.
Yeah.
Or they may not feel like they have the support of their family or, whatever else. So what happened in your case?
Yeah, I think there's so many different facets to that.
Yeah.
And I know we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
I would say kind of the big things. I think my upbringing, I was very blessed and fortunate to kind of be brought up in a very unconventional, I think, home.
Yeah.
Kind of not your stereotypical kind of Asian home, Asian American home. My dad immigrated here from Hong Kong. My mom was born and raised here. But I think because both of them had such kind of untraditional experiences, even in terms of kind of the things and how they got to where they were at.
Yeah.
My mom, she went to a community college, and that was kind of it.
Oh, okay.
That was kind of the most she did. And my dad dropped out of school when he was in 6th grade in Hong Kong to become a jeweler.
Wow.
And move here to pursue his dreams and to start his own business out here. And so I think because both my parents were kind of unconventional in their own ways, I think they didn't apply a lot of the pressures, right?
Interesting.
Or
the stereotypical pressures.
Exactly. Of like, this is kind of your trajectory, and they lay it out for you, right? And these are the grades you need to get, and here's the schools that you need to go to. I think some of it was, at the same time, I certainly felt some of those pressures, right? Certainly being around peers who were pursuing these things. So I think I was just really blessed with parents that didn't really push me. And they allowed me to kind of do different things and to explore. And I think one of those breakthrough moments, I think, it was a little bit more clear from kind of my mom's side. I think there's kind of this unspoken pressure, I think, from my dad, at least from a sense of like, the obligatory kind of taking over the family business. Okay. I think that was always there. Yeah. And I wrestled with that throughout college, throughout my early years of college.
I see.
And I remember after actually going down to California for 2 weeks to take this jewelry design class, coming back up and not really succeeding in it and not really feeling passionate about it. And I remember this was kind of one of those like defining moment conversations with your parents, and I was fortunate to have with my dad in college, where I remember breaking down crying, right? Because I felt like there's this pressure to kind of step into his footsteps, right, and take over the family business. I just never felt like I was really good enough or equipped to do it. So here I am, like crying in front of my dad, and I was like, I feel like I'm never gonna live up to your expectations. I don't think I can do it. And he said these profound words to me, and he was like, I don't need you to do this, and he was like, I want you to do whatever makes you happy. And just hearing those words come from my father, right, saying, I'm not forcing you to do this. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I want you to do whatever you want to do that makes you happy. I think it was super liberating for me. And so that allowed me to experiment and to do these different things, and they've always been super supportive of kind of whatever endeavors I've wanted to kind of get myself into. So I would say family, parents was kind of a huge part of it, and I think just naturally, I think God just kind of wired me this way. Like I was never the type that kind of just did the went down the normal route. It was always like pushing the envelope a little bit, doing different things, and I think those are the things that I think get me excited, and so I think it just kind of naturally lent itself as I was given permission then to do those things, to keep kind of forging down those paths.